The Igbo man learned that the government has nothing for him. So he learned to survive on his own. I'm speaking for the average man on the street who grew up believing that he has no portion in Nigeria, which was what fed the Biafran spirit and the demand for Biafra even 50 years after the Civil War. The Igbos have been marginalized. The template for Nigerian inequities was always trialed out against the Igbo, and that is what has gone pan-Nigerian today. So there is no injustice in Nigeria that didn't start out being trialed out on Igbo in Nigeria. So if Igbo has gotten to the point where it could no longer stomach or bear the Nigerian excesses, I can hardly be heard. I no longer condemn anything anyone cares to do. I hope and pray that they will stay within the limit of sanity and avoid bloodshed such as the one we've been seeing. IPOB will come out and say he's not the one, and if he's denying it, I'm not in a place to pin on it what I know the Nigerian state is equally capable of doing. I am not IPOB spokesman. People get killed in the southeast and IPOB will come out and say he's not the one. Unknown gunmen, unknown men, and you have all kinds of, this is the same country where people were killed at the toll gate and the state says it knows. So unknown soldier not be today for Nigeria. You have unknown soldier, you have unknown IPOB, you have unknown gunmen, you have unknown government. So it's a situation where it's me, as far as I'm concerned, I have no condemnation for IPOB.
You know, I didn't quite know much about this man called Dele Farotimi. Yes, I didn't quite know much about him. Not until now that he has been arrested and this video is trending all over social media. And seeing some of his clips, I took time to go and listen to some of the podcasts, the broadcasts, and some of the news that he has dropped on the internet space. And of course, his book. And I realized something. Honestly speaking, if we have this kind of man, people who speak the truth regardless, people who call a spade, if we have this kind of man like 5 or 6 in Nigeria, believe in me, Nigeria would have been what it would be. People who speak out. Now I'm going to show you in this video what this man said about the Igbo people. When I watched this video, I made another research to see if this man has any trace of being an Igbo person. But unfortunately, he's a confirmed Yoruba man. Yes, he's a Yoruba man. But what he said about the Igbo people makes me to wonder. Unlike what you will hear from, Igbo elders. Honestly speaking, unlike what you hear from them. Our Igbo elders, what they know is to criticize the youth, talk bad, rubbish about them. Now, take time to hear what this man said about Igbo people. A man that is not even an Igbo man. But because he knows the truth and has made up his mind to always speak the truth. And to think that God will abandon him, God will certainly speak and be with him. Now, watch this video. As you're watching it, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification button so you get notified anytime I upload a video. Please, calmly watch this.
The Igbo man learned that the government has nothing for him. So he learned to survive on his own. You will rarely ever find an Igbo man applying to the civil service or looking for a salary job. So the average one, even the ones I went to university with, they will go and attach themselves to somebody in the market. They will learn a trade. So they learned to do without government. They learned to discount the government completely. Which means that the Igbo man is better equipped than any other Nigerian to cope with our current circumstances, where the government has become completely useless. The Igbo man was already prepared for the uselessness of the government. So now that he is prepared for it, and everybody else have now decided to stigmatize the Igbo man, I can't blame the Igbo man for turning around and saying, it's none of my business, enjoy your government. He didn't enjoy anything from the government before. So for somebody, and I'm talking about the average Igbo man who is like me and you. I'm not talking about the Ojis or Kalus of this world or the Okorochas of this world who have always fed on the grievances of Ndi Igbo and made money by appeasement of government and then presuming to speak on behalf of, I'm not speaking to those ones. I'm speaking for the average man on the street who grew up believing that he has no portion in Nigeria, which was what fed the Biafran spirit and the demand for Biafra even 50 years after the Civil War. So I'm not speaking to the man on the street of Igbo. I'm not speaking to the trader in Alaba or at Aspanda or at Ladipo. All those ones, they have always lived with the mentality of being victims of the system. So when a victim of the system is telling you, leave me out of your protest, go and deal, because he wasn't gaining anything from the system in the first place. So if he wasn't gaining anything from the system in the first place, he has nothing to lose if the situation becomes, the only thing that is happening now is that more victims are being recruited into the Nigerian mess. So why should he, who was always a victim, further victimize himself by joining those he believes are responsible for his victimhood? Unfortunately, it only assures the victimization of everybody.
That's exactly right.
But it is now incumbent on those of us who know better to help him to understand that, yes, we understand that that was yesterday. But for us to all come out of this together, you would have to move away from that pain to now walk. Now at least everybody is now suffering. Yorubas will say that it means that until suffering is democratized, it is not possible to end it. The suffering in Nigeria has now been democratized. Long ago, I predicted that the Nigerian revolution will start in northern Nigeria. The only reason I said so at the time is because the North had always been the reason we could not find common purpose to fight the evil. But now that the person in power in the presidency is not a northerner and is at best a nominal Muslim, and the suffering has now been fully democratized, the northern street, I'm not talking about the northern elite, the northern street has no interest in forbearing and continuing to suffer. Why is it that all of a sudden everything that they tolerated during the years of Muhammadu Buhari is no longer tolerable? Have you considered that?
True.
Look, I don't know how long it's going to take, but if this mess continues, the problem that will consume this government will start in northern Nigeria. It's not going to start in the east. The Igbo man has more or less taken a position. I was always a victim. Go and solve your problem. Leave me alone in my little corner. If you like, steal all the money in the world. You still take that money to a market to go and buy something. And who will you find in the market when you get there? You find the Igbo man there. Whether it's food you are buying, whether it's building material, whether it's car, you find the Igbo man is there in the market waiting for you. So he's already in a position of advantage. So why would he disadvantage himself unless you people show him a readiness for change? So that is where we are right now. It might seem like nothing is going to happen, but something will definitely happen. This system is not sustainable. The Igbos have been marginalized. The template for Nigerian inequities was always trialed out against Igbo, and that is what has gone pan-Nigerian today. So there is no injustice in Nigeria that didn't start out being trialed out on Igbo in Nigeria. So if Igbo has gotten to the point where it could no longer stomach or bear the Nigerian excesses, I can hardly be heard. I no longer condemn anything anyone cares to do. I hope and pray that they will stay within the limit of sanity and avoid bloodshed such as the one we've been seeing. IPOB will come out and say it's not the one, and if he's denying it, I'm not in a place to pin on it what I know the Nigerian state is equally capable of doing. I am not IPOB spokesman. People get killed in the southeast and IPOB will come out and say it's not the one. Unknown gunmen, unknown men, and you have all kinds of, this is the same country where people were killed at the toll gate and the state says it knows. So unknown soldiers soldier, not be today for Nigeria. You have unknown soldier, you have unknown IPOB, you know, you have unknown gunmen, you have unknown government. So it's a situation where it's me, as far as I'm concerned, I have no condemnation for IPOB. When it comes to, let's bring it on, the Odua Republicans, I am as afflicted as any one of them, and I'm a Yoruba man. If you're going to have an Odua Republic, it means that you expect me to be a citizen of that republic. If there's going to be a war to free that republic, I'm expected to also be a part of that war. I understand it for what it is. It's a reaction to injustice. It's a reaction to inequities. But I also know that there are ongoing efforts amongst Yoruba elders. I am aware that there are ongoing efforts to have a clear strategy to deal with the different issues that we are confronting.
You have seen it. You have seen it. How many Igbo elders will be able to come out and say this kind of thing? How many? Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Drop your comment on the comment section and do not forget to subscribe to this channel, right? Thank you and God bless you.